may be set, the road paved, and the streets lit with bright lampposts. But a man may still trip on his own feet. That's why the president, even with a strong direction, is still always on his toes.
When his father, Attorney Vicente Duterte, entered politics as the governor of the undivided Davao, his mother, Soledad Roa Duterte, immediately resigned as public school supervisor por delicadeza. As their grandmother would always say, she was the wife of a public servant, and she made sure to also serve the out-of-school youth, women, children, and the disabled. Surrounded with public servants, Duterte has been sown with a seed for public service. When he was finally given a chance to serve, he took it to heart. In 2014, then Mayor Duterte vocally pushed for federalism. He organized a summit in Mindanao wherein he called the civil society organizations, business and academic sectors, leaders of the church, military, and the youth together to forge a well-informed united front. Because of his advocacy for federalism, the clamor for him to be president continued to grow. Andy Lambo, Mayor Duterte's former aide during his OIC days in Davao, shared his story on how the man established his strong domain. Every man has his own time, and every time has its own man, Mang Andy said. Duterte served the people in Davao as vice mayor for 3 years and mayor for 9 years. When he ran again for mayor in 1988, there was widespread fear caused by the notably increasing presence of insurgents in Davao. This was a difficult time for the city, and decisive steps for unity and peace became urgent.
Towards this goal, he moved to diversify the government in order to create a unified front. Mayor Duterte assigned Lumans and Moro representatives as deputy mayors in local government.
A strategic plan which was emulated by other government bodies across the world.
When Mayor Duterte knew that leftists, rightists, Moro people, and Lumans were on his side, he immediately started his campaign against drugs and criminality. When it comes to cases involving drugs, there is no room for compromise with President Duterte.
He stands firm that drugs is worse than poison. It will definitely kill you, but not until it has destroyed everything you have. That is why in 2003, he offered 2,000 pesos monthly allowance to drug addicts who will voluntarily enter rehabilitation and will promise that they will never have anything to do with drugs again. With his success in cleaning Davao City inside out, the cobwebs of doubt on his capacity to lead have been virtually dispelled. If he can transform a city, which was wrought with no small amount of problems, into one of the safest and prosperous cities in the world, then why stop him from doing the same for the whole nation? Davao is the first to introduce a two-way radio for taxi passengers. It is the only city where there's a full implementation of no smoking ordinance in public and enclosed places. Also, it is the first city to adopt the effective emergency call system via US-inspired 911 emergency center. Shopping malls and commercial centers in Davao are ordered to install, operate, and maintain high-end and high-definition closed-circuit television cameras to facilitate easier identification of perpetrators in case of crimes or accidents. He established his mark in no vague terms. Hold-uppers. An ABS-CBN employee shared that one can no longer possibly count how many people the president has helped. He never discriminates. Whether you're a voter from Davao City or not, the president is just always ready to give a hand. Business owners were pleasantly surprised with how fast commercial infrastructures can be approved and constructed in Davao. In other local cities, it was difficult, not to mention very laborious, to get permits because one of the major problems that ails the society, corruption. A guy who claimed to be a contractor for SM City Davao noted that the good thing is that he was not approached by any Davao City official for personal favors. The bad thing is that it was only in Davao where he was not approached by any city official for personal favors. Award-winning actor and director Cesar Montano, who has also grown to admire President Duterte, even wrote a song for the president entitled Pagbabago.
Maniniwala sa mga pangako, hindi naman ginagawa.
Pagod na tayo maghintay ng tunay na pag-asa, tunay na liwanag. Nakita mo yung tao, may political will. Nakita mo yung ginawa niya sa Davao, may pruweba siya.
Singer-actress Aiza Seguera came to the same realization.
Panahon din ng pagbabago. Bagong bukas, bagong pag-asa. Pero kaya ba nating samahan siya sa pagbabago? Hindi naman pwedeng siya lang ang nagbabago. Dapat tayong lahat, magkaroon tayo ng disiplina sa mga sarili natin. Yung Pilipinas na gusto nating makamit, makakamit natin sa tulong ng ating leader, si Mayor Duterte.
Although some of his decisions and statements proved to be unpopular, he has moved the consciousness and hearts of a lot of people, regardless of age. In Toledo City, a young girl even gave her piggy bank to President Duterte for the latter's campaign. That moment of trust between a child and the man who could very well spell the future of the child was one of the most poignant moments of President Duterte's campaign.
Last September 26, 2015, Duterte supporters from Davao and Luzon organized a rally and created a grandstand to call the attention of then Mayor Duterte to run for the presidency. They called it the Million People March for Duterte.
Since he could not stop his supporters to pursue the rally, he delivered his message to the people.
Leaders answer not their self-interest or their personal glory. Leaders respond to duty and moral obligation. Humihingi ako ng konting panahon. So I can do some final soul searching with myself and my family. At pagkatapos sa konting panahon na lang po, haharap ako sa buong bansa. At sa inyong lahat, magdidesisyon ako ng buong kalooban at mula sa puso. Nangako ko sa inyo, hindi ko kayo pababayaan.
His statement was like a roar of an engine ready to hit the obstacles. But President Duterte admittedly was half-hearted at first. The presidency. His coyness was not a gimmick. It was not a ploy to attract media attention. He has hesitations about running for presidency.
His hesitation, however, was totally warranted. He was not being coy. He's just not yet sure about running for presidency. So he just said it as it is. What you see is what you get.
I said it's a family thing.
But we refuse to listen to his refusal. The president should be chosen by the people, and the people choose him.
Hindi yung excuse.
His children disclosed that their mother has stage 3 cancer.
May problema pa rin sa pamilya namin.
To make it clear, they were against his bid for presidency.
But in the order of things, really,
Mayor Duterte is then torn between his love for his country and his love for his family.
it first place closest to your heart.
The deadline for filing of the certificate of candidacy came. Then he even received a letter from Inday Sara.
Do not run for president. You do not owe anybody anything. You have done more than enough for our country.
The announcement saddened several artists who had given their all-out support to Mayor Duterte. Some singers even set their own deadline to finish a song, a message that helped urge Mayor Duterte to run for presidency.
Ang pag-asa ba'y may tamang panahon? Maririnig ba ang dasal ng nayon? Ibon ba'y may layang hindi lumipad? Mapipihil bang bulaklak mamukadkad?
Ang tadhanang tunay di mapipigil.
Kalayaan ay hindi pasisiin. Kung pagod ng iyong paa sa pagtakbo, gamitin mong lakas ang aming silabo. Takbo, hindi para sa'yo. Takbo, iyan sa mundo. At kung pagod na ang iyong mga paa, tingnan mo lang kaming umaasa. Di ba kami ay sasama? Di ba patunang pag-asa? Kahit di mo kailangan ng palakpak, kailangan namin ang iyong tapat. Takbo!
When they uploaded the song in YouTube, Mayor Duterte was deeply affected by the song, especially with the lyrics. The rest is history.
Public service is not really easy. It's a sacrifice. You must ask yourself if you love the people. Ambition is not enough because
solemnly swear that I will well and faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties of my present position and all others that I may hereafter hold under the Republic of the Philippines. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That will obey the laws, legal orders, and decrees promulgated by the duly constituted authorities of the Republic of the Philippines. And that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen.